Hey, good evening, everybody. Texas Redleg here. Sorry about the dim lighting. Working by flashlight here on the Monday night. It has gotten real here in Texas. We've got so many unprepared people. It is mind-boggling. So you've got people with these rolling blackouts. You've got if you're lucky, you're getting about 30 to 45 minutes of juice at the house, and then another 30 to 45 minutes of nothing. And so, luckily, I've got a gas fireplace. That's a big plus. I've also got some other preps that have come in very handy. Obviously, the Mr. Buddy heaters, propane, 1 pound propane canister heaters. I've also picked up some a group of Ryobi cordless items. I've got a little Ryobi, like a work light that works off the OnePlus battery system, which I've already got a bunch of tools of, and chargers. So I highly recommend that system. It's got a radio, I've got a light, and then I've got a radio, and both of them have USB ports on them. So you can charge a phone, you can, whatever a USB, whatever you run on a USB, you can get power from this system. And so, if we didn't have any power at all, I could still charge it because I've got an inverter in my vehicle, and I've got, that, of course, that 110 outlet on the very back. But if you have a generator or whatever, you can do a lot of different things with that too. So, it's a really good time to, we don't always get a chance to test our preps, but this is a really good test for preps. And you should have seen Home Depot. I walked in there today just to get a glimpse of what was happening, and I'm gonna tell you what, it was pandemonium. People weren't rude and like running over each other or anything, but you could see the fear and the concern in people's faces, and it was legit, and there were people buying tiki torches and these citronella lamps, and I mean, it was desperation mode. Barbecue, charcoal grills, people asking for wood, things to burn. Of course, propane's gone. Forget about it. But anyway, it's a really, really good test for your preps. And, I've been telling people keep those gas tanks filled because, it's huge. So, like, the stores can't even open because of the rolling blackouts. Now, some of them are open, but it's cash only. Just like after a hurricane or whatever, when the electronics are down. So, like, CVS wasn't even open. And that's really hardly ever do you see that. The only store open in our area was a 7-Eleven and a Sonic. And the line, it was for the drive-through lane only, and it was wrapped around the building twice. Looked like a sweet roll wrapped around there. And you know what? I just chalked it up to don't have to do that. And remember that I'm a prepper and I'm good. So it was a very interesting trip to Home Depot, just to experience I would call it controlled chaos, but the look on people's faces was sheer concern. Like I said, nobody was being rude or pushy or anything like that, but Home Depot's a big outfit, so is Walmart. They've got backup power, so they're able to do a lot of things that most people can't. So I feel pretty good about the situation. Personally, I've got to go check on some family tomorrow. Um, it's in a little bit different situation, but nevertheless, I'm going to go down there and do it. The roads are supposed to refreeze tonight. The snow's already packed on the road. There's a couple trails. They try to, leave a couple of trails, clear a couple of trails in each direction, on these roads. And they're doing the best they can. But tomorrow night it's supposed to get really bad. It's supposed to either sleet first or snow first, or by the other order. But the Wednesday morning, they're really concerned about the roads and the temps falling. And we keep getting these alerts that the blackouts are that may be longer downtimes. It's pretty weird. I've never been through the rolling blackout thing before. But I will say that having the gas fireplace is a really cool thing. And I actually learned something today that I didn't know. And so I was having a problem when the power would go out, the fireplace would go out, because there's a safety valve or whatever that when the power goes out, it shuts the gas supply off. So you don't have gas flowing through the house. But my dad has been around a while, and he let me know that there's a battery backup compartment for that thing. So I opened it up. Sure enough, there's a little box in there that holds 2 D batteries. And you know what? Thing worked like a champ. Power went, I put them in there, turned it on while the power was on, lifted on. When the power went out, fireplace was still going. And I do have a carbon monoxide detector, so that's good too. So this is a good, like I said, a good way to test your preps, and also make notes on what you do need to consider going forward. So there's a couple things that I can get that will make life a little easier should this keep happening or something similar happen with it. But I feel pretty good so far. The only one thing that I have a problem with is the garage, and it's so cold out there that I'm worried about products freezing and this and that. I've got a little heater out there, but with it only being on 20 to 30 minutes every hour or two, it's really hard to keep up with that. So nevertheless, I appreciate you guys watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave comments. I'm all about learning and getting better. This cold weather stuff is a little new to us down here. I mean, I've been in the low teens, mid-teens before, but I've never been in the single digits ever here, for sure. Certainly not negatives. I think the wind chill is -7 right now. I mean, it's pretty wild. Anyway, it's just weird to see everything blacked out on the streets, It's pretty weird. So, with that, appreciate y'all watching. Please comment, good or bad. I always like to see your comments. Keep prepping, stack it deep, and long live the Republic.